Top 10 of all time greats. That was MC Chill with an MC Story. And the thing about it is like you gotta put up the you gotta put up the classics pretty much. And always interviewing Chill, and he's one of my favorite hip hop artists. He's a great one. He's a great one. So I'm sorry I went off early about Mein Kampf Jr., aka Kanye West, aka Ye, stupid behind. But the fact that you would name your album, try to sell it to black people after Adolf Hitler, a killer of Jews and such, and hater of black people and all things. And listen, I'm gonna call some of you out tomorrow off this program. You can interact with me here. So I'm going to say this. When I call you out, it's going to be early in the morning, and hopefully y'all prepared. So I'm going to call you guys out on something. Shout out to Lazala Peary, the daughter of journalist Dick Peary. Shout out to the Peary family. She had a talk with her about that. So I got to, it's always good to have great people behind you, period. So I'm going to talk about Brittany Griner. Now, Brittany Griner is the lesbian African-American WNBA player. She played for the Phoenix Mercury, who is being detained in a Russian prison for 9 years for THC or marijuana. Could we free Brittany Griner? Kyrie Irving of the Brooklyn Nets called out President Joe Biden and said, do your job, get Brittany Griner home. Brittany Griner's appeal was denied, so she would have to do the full 9 years in a Russian prison. And if you know about Russian prisons, they're not the best, like compared to, and we talk about Cuyahoga County Jail, right? Cuyahoga County is a vacation resort compared to a Russian prison. Brittany Griner might not make it past to the 9 year sentence. So let me just explain something to you guys. Because she's lesbian and a woman, and she had a little bit of THC, and because is the Russian-Ukraine war, that Brittany Griner is being held pretty much for a crime that is probably punishable by 4 months. There was another woman that had the same thing that Brittany Griner had, and she was only held for 4 months in a Russian prison before they let her come back to the United States. This woman is being held for 9 years because Russia wants somebody in our camp that creates bombs or is a spy for the U.S. They don't care. Like the reason why they're holding Brittany Griner, an American citizen, in Russia for 9 years is not because of the weed, which is, this is excessive, but because the United States is on the Ukraine side and this Russia and Ukraine is still going on. Just because it hasn't been talked about does not mean that it's not still going on. And let me just reiterate this particular point right now. It's not fair. And the thing about it is, like, October is Domestic Violence, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We know that. But we also know that African-American women and women, period, don't get protected all the way around. And the thing about it is, I want to bring up something that I was, before I got here, shout out to Heather. She was on the last thing. And I'm going to say this. She brought up about, men in cultures, and not only African cultures, but in other cultures, marrying women who are under the age of 18, like 16, and they're 40 or 45 or 50. Listen, I'm over the age of 40. I ain't R. Kelly-ish. Let me explain that. I don't want no 18, 19, 20. Listen, I don't want that. My age up. Maybe in the late 30s, early 40s, but other than that, no. Here's the reason why I say that. Men want, like in those particular cultures, they're not looking for love, they're looking for control. To make the wife do what they say and groom them at a very young age. Childbearing years, things of that nature, before the society gets to them and they have 2 or 3 kids and you stuck with, baby mama number 3, 4, 5, whatever. But here's my thing. The mindset is not about how young they are or how good women look. It's the mind stimulation. If I can't have a decent conversation or a great conversation with you, I don't want to be bothered. Let me just explain this. Just because it's to me, it's not okay, because that's still statutory and it's wrong in American cultures. And somebody wanted to bring up, well, we could, whatever. Dude said he was 30 and would marry a 16-year-old because he's preserving his culture. No, bruh, I don't care. It's illegal and immoral here. It's immoral. It's disgusting. You don't do that. 16 to 18-year-old girls should be living their life not worrying about getting married at that particular age. Like teen mom. 16-year-old girl. I know a couple of girls that walked the stage pregnant, but that was by somebody of their peers. Not some 40 to 50-year-old pervert ass dude. Or 45. Listen, if you're 40 something and you're going around the high school to look for a girlfriend, you are a sick bastard. Let me just say that. And any man that would support something like that is a sick, perverted fool, your damn selves. I don't support it. I don't support anybody that supports it. And if you're part of my friends list and you disagree with me about not supporting this disturbing, nasty trend of dating younger, under the age of 18, unfriend yourself now. Please. Listen, I got like 855 friend requests. I won't miss your ass. Thank you very much. Have a great day. See you. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. This disgusting. It's very disgusting and unnerving that you're presenting the culture. What about the culture of making sure that these women are protected by rapists? How about that? No, nobody want to have that conversation. Nobody really wants to have that conversation. 216-772-0500. Am I getting a call? Probably. Probably not. Y'all still don't want to have this conversation because y'all still think that R. Kelly was right. And the thing about it is like, and while Brittany Griner is unfortunately rotting away in a Russian jail, nobody cares about that. No, everybody still wants to talk about this dude losing all his money because of the anti-Semitic marks and the racial remarks and the self-hatred he has towards his own African-American people, by the way, who made him a billionaire in the first place by buying all his music and his nasty ass clothes to turn him into something that he wasn't. Let me just explain something to you. Kanye West is no revolutionary. He's no hero. He's nothing but a lying, disturbing salesman. Yeah, he did. Heather said, well, it's sad because he exploited his own culture to condone hepaphilia. Of all the beautiful things, that's what he wants to preserve. Yes, unfortunately, I can see that. And the problem is that I don't support it. And if anybody still thinks that I'm wrong, go ahead and knock yourselves off. I'm calling everybody out tomorrow, too. I'm not stupid. I know what I'm doing. I'm not crazy. I know exactly what I'm doing on this one because y'all really going to have a rude awakening when I say this. Y'all mad. Some of y'all gonna get real mad at what I'm about to say. And it's not me hitting on a black man. It's holding, like I hold politicians who make the laws, like judges, as I hold them accountable, people who have platforms like Kanye or Ye, whatever the hell he wants to call himself nowadays, I hold them accountable as well. Because of the simple fact of the matter is you're trying to damage your own community, the one that puts you in the position to be a billionaire in the first place. And then when we took notice of you, of course, other people took notice of you as well. And then you married a Kardashian. Yeah, he said he would marry a white girl. He did what he said. Shout out to Donald Pizzle Peterson for bringing that out. And he's got his own show on Redline Radio, but I'll probably talk to him sometime soon. Here's my problem with everybody that's forgetting about Brittany Griner. And some people that say, well, she deserves it because she broke the law in Russia. Nobody deserves to get locked up for 9 years for a bag of weed. The reason they're locking her up, two things. Number one, because of the Russian-Ukraine war. And number two, because I got three things. One, Russian-Ukraine war. Two, she's black. Three, she's a lesbian. That's enough right there. And Vladimir Putin is part of the KGB, the old guard in Russia, who pretty much wants to make Biden's life a living hell, especially during these midterm elections, because everybody is going to look at this as like, why isn't Brittany Griner home? And, you know, what is the U.S. doing? And they're going to try to vote all the senators out to see what they can do. Now, it may be a small effect, but the way that these races are looking now with Warnock and Herschel Walker in Georgia and Tim Ryan and J.D. Vance here and other races that are here and other judges, it could have an effect on some voters who don't study their elected officials. And I had a great talk with Mr. Alwyn Bridges. But the thing about it is like, we don't study our elected officials. And we think that sometimes they don't do for us as they would. But you have to study them. The bottom line is that what I'm sick of, this is what I'm actually really, really sick of, is that these stands that want to worship Kanye West have forgotten about, well, what about Britney? Y'all totally forget about her because of his antics. Totally. That's disturbing to me because y'all totally forget about what was going on. Totally forgot about what actually is important. And what about freeing the political prisoner? What about standing up and freeing the political prisoner from an oppressed system over in a foreign land? The same thing that you might be let go for as far as a cop writing you a ticket for marijuana. But y'all said she got what she got. And some of y'all are African American, which makes me sick to my stomach because I don't know if y'all want to call y'all brothers or sisters or self-hatred or a bunch of damn traitors. You know, Harriet Tubman said it best. I would have freed a lot more slaves if they knew they weren't enslaved. But y'all want to talk about Kanye being a revolutionary. Miss me with that. Miss me with that. Miss me with all this. Miss me with that for real. I ain't want to say nothing. And some of y'all trying to agree with Kanye for what? Is he paying y'all? Y'all wore his clothes? I ain't buying none of that crap. I don't buy anything that don't look good to my appealing to my eye. If I support an African American store designer, it's got to look good to my eye. I will support African American designers and stuff like that, but it's me buying suits and stuff like that. I go down to Mr. Albert's to get party clothes. So I'll be right back on my last trip on Headlines Headaches on voiceofradio.com. Peace.